Former NOPD officer, also known as Uncle Bob and credited with saving rapper Lil Wayne's life, has died. The Jefferson Parish coroner confirms Robert Hoobler was found dead inside of his home on Friday. Lil Wayne, whose real name is Dwayne Carter, says he saved his life when he was 12 years old. Hoobler found Carter inside of his Holly Grove apartment with a gunshot wound to his chest. According to Carter, Hoobler put him in the back of his police unit, drove him to the hospital, and stayed until he learned he would survive. In recent years, the rapper offered to help take care of Hoobler financially, but was turned down. Hoobler was 65 years old.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Now, Lil Wayne is going through a very tough time after losing the person that actually saved his life at the age of 12 years. There is a very interesting story that many people may not actually know, that Lil Wayne had someone that saved him when he was 12 years old, and he actually shot himself in the chest when police came into the house. Now, he narrates this story, but the gentleman that saved Lil Wayne's life was called Robert Hoobler, also known as Uncle Bob. Now, Uncle Bob was working for the New Orleans police office, and definitely that's the gentleman that saved one of the greatest rappers in history's life. And that is the story that is actually currently Lil Wayne is going through, and he definitely needs everybody's prayers because it's not a very easy time. But let's listen. Lil Wayne has always talked about the person that saved his life. What even made it very interesting is the fact how he keeps saying a white man saved his life. This is part of the story. So I want you to listen to when he was speaking to the Daily Mail, how he described this entire scenario, how his life was saved at age 12 years old.
12 years old. I shot myself. I was in the house. Police knocked on the door. I was right there. They knocked the door down. Everybody jumped over my body to go get the guns and drugs and whatever they could find. It took one guy to stop right there and cuss everybody that hopped over me out. Like, what the f*** are y'all doing? They said, oh, no, we was going to see if it... What the f*** are y'all doing? We called the ambulance. A ambulance? Do you not see this kid on the floor with this hole in his chest? Say, you drive. Pick me up. Brought me to the hospital. He didn't drop me off at the ambulance and say, you take him. He brought me to the hospital room and made two and stood there and waited till the doctor said he's gonna make it. He said, don't worry, my name's Uncle Bob. He was white as snow. Them that hopped over me was blacker than me. Yeah, he was a cop, and my life was saved by a white man. I don't know what racism is. I know a good name Uncle Bob, though.
So that's the interesting story of Lil Wayne. Now, Lil Wayne also in 2018 went ahead to talk about the same gentleman at the BET Awards when he won an award, and he still went ahead to tell his story. Now, many people may not have followed up this story, but hey, it's one that actually redefined his life, and he keeps talking about it. Unfortunately, when Lil Wayne lost contact with Bob, he sang a song in 2015 that actually was called London Roads. Now, London Roads was attributed to Uncle Bob, and Lil Wayne thought that Uncle Bob had passed on by then, but later on Uncle Bob got in touch with him and they became friends again. Now, Lil Wayne offered to actually financially support Uncle Bob. He also offered him a job at his organization, but guess what happened? Uncle Bob refused to take up the job, and later on Uncle Bob was actually fired from the New Orleans police, and he was going through a tough time. Now, around the same time, Uncle Bob got an accident and both his legs were cut off. Now, that is also another incident that brought him a lot of trouble, that grounded him actually to staying in his house taking care of his sick wife and, of course, taking care of his grandchildren. Now, unfortunately, his wife passed away earlier than before he even fell sick, but now Uncle Bob is still gone. Now, you're gonna watch this video so when Lil Wayne talked about the same story at the BET Awards. Enjoy.